Well, we're here at the CCA workbench, time for the rigs and techniques. And you know, Dave, snook fishing is something that we do here in Florida all year long.
We're very lucky. We're the only state that really has a population of snook that you can target. They catch a few in Texas, and an occasional one might swim up past Alabama or Mississippi, but that's, you know, rare thing. So snook is a Florida thing more than anything.
Absolutely.
So we're talking a little bit earlier, me and you, about what to use for snook during different times of the year. You know, like the fellows were saying, snook are very tidal oriented, and certain times of the year they move to the inlets to spawn, and so that their eggs and stuff can get swept out into the ocean or up into the back country to let the little snook get big. So that's why we have a closed season during the summer, so we let those fish, you know, do their thing, and then we catch them later.
Protect them in the winter.
Correct. So right now, the summertime, all the fish are up in the inlets. So what kind of baits and stuff do you think we should be using for those?
So right now, Dave, the one thing that you need to understand is the mullet migration already came through in the spring.
Right.
So the fish now are they're not much on eating crabs, but they do love mullet. So there's always a lot of big mullet swimming around. There's still some medium-sized silver mullet swimming around. So a mullet, any shape, a mullet. But a ladyfish is also something that a lot of guys use for catching giant snook. You want to catch a 40-inch snook, guys, you put a 15 or 16-inch ladyfish at night under a bridge. You better hold on to your tennis shoes, because it's going to test everything.
They will fold that thing up and get it down.
But, you know, sometimes those baits aren't accessible, or maybe you only get one or two, and there's other alternatives, and the alternatives are certainly something like this Berkeley Nessie. Is it Nessie?
It's a Nessie.
Nessie.
Yep.
But the cool part about the Nessie, it comes in a variety of different sizes. Comes in big sizes. This is the medium size. But this would imitate a ladyfish quite well. It would also imitate a mullet quite well.
Right. It's a glide bait, and it's got that power bait scent in it too. So when they grab a hold of it, they'll hang on. Hopefully.
You know, any paddle tail baits, Bass Assassin makes them. You know, we also have the 4-inch jerk baits with different colors and shapes and sizes. Certainly the gulps come in 4 or 5 different shapes and sizes. So paddle tail baits, it's gonna mimic that. If you want, also, Dave, in a few weeks, it's going to get hard to find the bigger baits because it gets really hot. But the pilchard and the pinfish and even the thread fins from offshore, you can bring your thread fins in and fish in the inlets. So you could throw a pilchard imitation hard bait like this Savage. If you can't find the pilchards, you're going to use a circle hook if you're live bait fishing. But I always carry artificials that mimic what the fish are feeding on during the time of year. So I've got a plain old box full of pilchard shapes, mullet shapes, you know, these little cutters. We also, a great time of year right now, all the fellas are talking about fishing top waters against the seawalls, because a seawall is a containment center. It's like the median strip of I-95.
It's a highway. They don't want to go down the middle. They want to get out closer to the edge. They think they're getting out of the way, but they're not. That's because that's where the snook's waiting on them.
You're 100% correct.
And that's a great, you know, there's a lot of cool things about fishing, but there's not much better than a snook eating a topwater bait, in my opinion.
No, that's a very spot on opinion. You know, Dave, the other thing that's going to happen here, mid-September through early November, you're going to have another mullet migration, both on the East Coast and the West Coast. Guys, don't waste your time. Make sure you match the hatch. Don't try to catch a snook on a shrimp when the mullets are swimming by.
And the wintertime is when we get a lot of shrimp coming through as well.
And that's exactly what's going to happen. Once those mullet have come through the system and the water starts getting cold, the snook get a little lethargic. So that's when you want to slow your fishing down. You can use a variety of different artificial shrimps. There's the gulp shrimps. You got certainly the Savage shrimp, which you can use for sight fishing applications. When they're on the potholes, around the dock lights. Great advice. But there's certainly live shrimp on a jig head under a popping cork is very effective, not just for catching a snook, but it's also effective for catching a variety of other things like, you know, a redfish or a trout or whatever it may be.
Right.
Dave, The rod that I'm gonna use is gonna be the Fenwick medium heavy. This particular one is a 7.6. If I'm casting long distances, I may use an 8-footer. If I'm having to sight fish and it has to be real precise, I'll go to a 7-footer. But this Fenwick world-class medium fast or medium heavy is gonna work really well.
Penn Battle 4000.
Perfect. We lined it with the Berkeley Chrome.
We put 30 on
30
there.
pound.
That's going to catch every snook you should be that you hook. You should. And I got like a 40-pound Prospec fluorocarbon leader and a circle hook.
How did you tie that on, Dave?
Oh, the F&G knot.
The F&G knot.
You can't beat it.
All right, man. I
Man,
think I'm about out of breath.
Love myself a good F&G knot,
Yes.
courtesy of Dave a couple of years ago. I love tying that knot.